Our keynote speakers will now take turn to share their expertise and perspectives on the future of education. First, we have Mr. Sze Chun Fai, Jeff, JP, the Undersecretary for Education and Education Bureau. Today, we have the privilege to hear Mr. Sze share his profound insights on the future of education. Let's please give a warm round of welcome to Mr. Jeff Sze.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very delighted to join you all today at the London Ball Foundation Education Summit, which presents an opportunity for us to exchange ideas on the future development of higher education, especially on our vision of developing Hong Kong into an education hub internationally. This summit provides a valuable opportunity to explore the vast potential for collaboration in higher education between Hong Kong and the rest of the world. Education is one of the top priorities in the National Master Plan, the bedrock of people's well-being and happiness, and the cornerstone of the long-term stability and prosperity of the nation. The Hong Kong Special Administrative Region government attaches great importance to education. In the 2023-24 financial year, the estimated total recurrent expenditure on education amounts to 104 billion Hong Kong dollars. Building on the strengths of Hong Kong's higher education sector, the Chief Executive of Hong Kong SAR announced in his 2023 policy address a comprehensive blueprint to develop Hong Kong into an international education hub. Notable measures include doubling the enrollment ceiling for non-local students in our UGC-funded TOTS programs from 20% to 40%, and expanding the annual quota of Belt and Road scholarships by 50%. The UGC is committed to promoting a multicultural and inclusive international learning environment, and it will inject an additional $100 million into its funding scheme for mainland and global engagement and student learning experience to encourage our universities to offer more exchange and learning opportunities outside Hong Kong. Looking ahead, the government is proactively taking forward the development of Northern Metropolis University Town in Hong Kong, where universities are encouraged to strengthen collaboration with renowned overseas and mainland universities and achieve greater synergy through sharing of resources and complementary developments with industry within the region. I'm confident that you will agree with me that this is an ambitious, visionary, yet achievable target of great significance to Hong Kong's future. In the past decade, Hong Kong has made significant strides in our journey to become a regional education hub. With sustained government support, we are proud to be the only city with 5 universities among the world's top 100, showcasing our commitments to academic excellence and global success. Our business administration programs, for example, have earned a reputation among the best of the world. The Research Assessment Exercise 2020 has validated our research capabilities, with around 25% of research projects considered world-leading and 45% deemed internationally excellent. Our research has brought a positive impact on communities in Hong Kong and beyond. So the transition from being regional to international demonstrates our remarkable progress and achievements of our higher education sector in terms of academic achievements and global reputation. We firmly believe in the value of higher education as reflected in the annual budgets of around 21 billion Hong Kong dollars for the 8 UGC-funded universities, and we strive to enhance Hong Kong's status as an international education hub through internationalization and diversification of our higher education sector. As a dynamic and livable city, Hong Kong presents a multitude of opportunities for peoples around the world to explore arts, culture, sports, and nature. It serves as the captivating intersection of East and West, offering students from diverse cultural backgrounds a familiar but enchanting experience across different facets of life. Whether you are seeking comfortable lifestyle or a taste of local culture, Hong Kong is always ready to satisfy your expectations. Hong Kong's higher education sector is truly internationalized. Our cosmopolitan culture, blending Eastern and Western cultures, makes the city unique and incredibly attractive to international students. We are most pleased to say that 1 out of 5 of our students come from outside Hong Kong, and the proportion is even higher for academic staff, with almost 2/3 from elsewhere. Furthermore, the 8 UGC-funded universities alone have entered into some 2,600 agreements for students' exchanges with institutions around the world, and we are actively seeking opportunities to enhance global connectivity. To this end, we look forward to more collaboration with UK universities and US universities as well. By the way, I'm very pleased that my alma mater in Stanford is also a partner of today's Education Summit. Pursuing higher education in Hong Kong not only equips students with knowledge and skills, but also instills a desire to consider Hong Kong their home for pursuing their dreams. Surveys indicate that some 60% of our international undergraduate students choose to pursue full-time employment in Hong Kong after their graduation. Hong Kong's appeal extends beyond academic excellence. As a special administrative region of China under one country, two systems, institutional autonomy and academic freedom are enshrined in the Basic Law. Hong Kong stands as the only place where global and China advantages come together in one single city. Our strategic location in the heart of Asia positions us as an exceptional learning environment, preparing overseas students to tackle fast-changing global challenges, particularly for those interested in tapping into the enormous opportunities available in the Greater China. Moreover, as a member of the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macao Greater Bay Area, we enjoy strong connections with a population of over 86 million, creating a network of mega cities and exciting developments. In conclusion, all these factors combine to make Hong Kong a vibrant city that offers vast opportunities for realizing personal aspirations. We are committed to attracting talents, promoting diversity and internationalization in our higher education sector, and providing opportunities for students worldwide to succeed in their academic pursuits. Hong Kong is well positioned and is ready to attract top talents and contribute to the international knowledge economy. I look forward to working closely with you all to further enhancing our educational ties. Thank you very much to the London Ball Foundation, particularly Sandy, for having me here today. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sze, for that inspiring keynote speech. It is my pleasure to then introduce our next keynote speaker, Mr. Brian Davidson, CMG. Mr. Davidson currently serves as the British Consul General to Hong Kong and non-resident Consul General to Macau. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Brian Davidson.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy, for the invite. You talked about the best and the brightest minds talking today. I'm not one of those, but thank you anyway for having me. And I think the brightest minds are sitting over there, and we'll talk later on the panels. But ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is a real pleasure to be here this morning, and thank you for allowing me to join you in kicking off today's Education Summit, bringing together leaders from education industry, from the UK and Hong Kong and beyond, to explore the latest trends, developments, and advancements in global education. And a particular welcome to those many present today who are alumni of British universities. Hong Kong's affinity for British education is deeply rooted in history, a relationship which has evolved significantly over time. Hong Kong has had a long history of sending its youth back to the United Kingdom, dating back to the mid-19th century. I'm happy to say that the relationship between Hong Kong and the UK higher education sectors has evolved since then, from that historical tradition of educational exchange to a more strategic focus on impactful research collaborations. And I know that there's been a growing focus on enhancing the impact of research, both here and in the UK. But I think that affinity for and attractiveness of the United Kingdom for Hong Kong students remains unchanged. And why is that? Indeed, why does the United Kingdom, similar to Hong Kong, have one of the highest proportions of international students in tertiary education? Again, like Hong Kong, 1 in 5 students in the United Kingdom are international. Well, British universities are known for their world-class research output, attracting top talent and investment, contributing significantly to solving global challenges through multidisciplinary research and providing international leadership in various fields. I could probably have put Hong Kong in there instead of United Kingdom and said the same thing. British universities offer a wide range of specialised courses, a diversity of an offering that allows students to pursue unique educational paths tailored to their interests and their career goals. And there's often a practical learning balance embedded in the United Kingdom's tertiary education programme, a balance between theory and practice, often offering students opportunities for internships, a practical experience with companies either in the United Kingdom or abroad. And of course, we offer the highest in academic standards. These are all, I think, features which contribute to the strength and the reputation of the British higher education system, and also speak of its attractiveness, the attractiveness of a British university experience to Hong Kong students. Because I think the people of Hong Kong have long recognized the transformative power of education in driving progress and prosperity. And this commitment to learning has not only shaped individual lives, but has also been instrumental in propelling Hong Kong to its status as a dynamic global city. And I would venture to say that the city's diversity and cosmopolitan nature owes much to its population educated overseas. There is no doubt that Hong Kong's emphasis on education has fostered a world-class higher education system here, which is now, I am happy to say, still closely intertwined with the United Kingdom's academic landscape. And those partnerships and collaborations between institutions in Hong Kong and the United Kingdom have enriched both sides, nurturing innovation and excellence in the pursuit not just of mutual benefit, but also to address some of the most critical global challenges facing us all. Which brings me to today's summit, with its distinguished lineup of speakers and experts from Britain and Hong Kong and beyond, underscoring the depth of our educational connections. As you go through the sessions today, you will cover many of the most pressing issues confronting us across the globe: the future of higher education, the implications of an aging population, and the evolving role of AI. Your discussions, the collaborations they spawn, and the shared responses they instigate will be vital in helping shape our shared future. Of course, London, with its very prestigious institutions, has long been a beacon for Hong Kong students seeking a quality education. But the allure of studying in the United Kingdom extends beyond London. I can say that myself. And I'm glad to see that recognised in the audience today, but also in the initiatives that institutions like the London Ball Foundation have taken, which now embrace alumni from universities across the whole of the United Kingdom. So finally, could I say a huge thank you to the London Ball Foundation, to Sandy and her co-founders, for the work it's done today in what I'm sure will be a hugely successful set of conversations. I have no doubt that the insights and the collaborations forged here will pave the way for a brighter tomorrow and reinforce the already vibrant educational relationship between the United Kingdom and Hong Kong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Finally, we have Professor Anthony Smith, who has flown all the way from UK to join us here today. Professor Smith is the Vice-Provost of Faculties and Chair of the University Management Committee. He also serves as the Chair of Trustees at the UCL Academy and as a Governor of the Capital City Colleges Group. Let's give a warm round of applause to Professor Anthony Smith.
So good morning, and thank you so much for the invitation to be here. It really is a great pleasure to be back in Hong Kong and amongst friends. And congratulations to Sandy and all the team at the London Ball Foundation for putting on this fantastic weekend of celebrations and discussion. It's never felt more relevant that we have come together to talk about a new era in education. And I don't want to fall into the lazy cliche of talking about education at a crossroads, because I don't think it is. But we are in a period of accelerated change and context that impacts not only what universities are and what we need to be doing as educators, but also the world in which our graduates will work, and of course how we should best prepare them for that. I'm going to pick out just two areas that we are particularly thinking about at UCL, and those are disagreeing well, and we've heard it already, AI. Taking disagreeing well first, something which was proposed by UCL's President and Provost, Dr. Michael Spence. And in this time of increasingly polarized debate, it has never been more important for us to disagree well. The ability to discuss and debate with people who hold very different views is not without its challenges, but having the tools, the techniques, and the platforms to do so is vital and is a vital part of how communities can coexist together. How do we collectively approach the fact that being a diverse community means being a place where a wide variety of conflicting opinions and ideas exist and are expressed? When UCL was founded nearly 200 years ago, people had to learn the art of having a good coffee room debate. But now students need to learn the art of having a good debate, of course, on social media as well as in person. The mindset sought is one of epistemic humility, a willingness to listen carefully, recognize the expertise, the experience, and the responsibility of the other party within a disagreement. Identify issues on which difference exists and find common ground where possible, avoiding hyperbole and the cheap shot. And to practice the art of choosing a language appropriate to the goal of increasing understanding. And our Disagreeing Well campaign aims to address the university's continued role as a forum for open discussion and provide tools and resources to help our students become more rounded global citizens, well-versed in values of freedom of expression, and to respect divergent views and perspectives. Our Students' Union is a key partner in facilitating student-led events where speakers are invited to broaden the scope of discussion and debate. And if you're interested, there's much more information on our website under Disagreeing Well. And now to AI. I doubt there's anyone in this room who hasn't been to a seminar or read an article when someone hasn't predicted that AI will be doing our jobs for us in as little as 3 to 5 years' time.
The reality is probably less dramatic, but it is safe to say that AI, of course, is a significant, massive disruptor. And I think, of course, it's disruptive because it is changing our relationship with knowledge and what and how we teach and assess in universities. Rather than obsess about the existential, we need to adapt to work with AI, and the future differentiator, the thing that makes us different or our graduates different, will be those who can work and harness the potential of AI. They will be replacing those who do not. Our challenge is to identify the skills our students will need and reflecting how our relationship with knowledge has changed. If you'll allow me to do a quick reflection now, it's 40 years this year since I started my studies for my PhD. And back then, the Research Council sponsoring me allowed one online search in 3 years. And that meant spending an afternoon with a specialist librarian. I think I had a maximum of about 6 search terms that I was adding together. And it involved sitting in a room, a special room, with a computer with a dial-up modem linked to a database in Switzerland. And it was once in 3 years. Now, keeping up, of course, with the literature also meant at least an afternoon each week in the library, going through something called Science Citation Index, and otherwise physically browsing journals for anything that looked interesting. And it's hard to imagine that that was how we did research. And of course, today we get notification to our mobile devices when anyone has published anything. And everything is, of course, is just a simple search away. And I'm sure that in 40 years' time, what we do today will look as outdated as what I've just talked about from 40 years ago. What generative AI is doing is it's really the next thing that we've done with knowledge. And that's the bringing together and the synthesis of knowledge, something that we used to laud as one of the key attributes of being a graduate. The technology can be used in education really positively to get ideas flowing, and literacy in AI will be a professional and life-critical skill, but one that needs to be tempered by understanding its limitations, including the ethical ones. The impact of AI on assessment is being felt particularly keenly, and at UCL, like all universities, we're thinking really hard about that and how to make sure that we have AI-proof assessment and having a strategy that contains a variety of different assessment types. And I think it's fair to say the days of assessment relying entirely on coursework are numbered. And of course, all this is happening against the backdrop of new ways of working post-pandemic. Many of us are working in a much more hybrid way, and that's particularly noticeable in London, where many commute long distances, and so not necessarily coming into the university is what they want to do. And there's a question for us, is that do these ways, does the hybrid way work for research and education, the business of universities? And even today, how much do we rely on the serendipitous encounter that sparked off ideas for collaboration, particularly, of course, in research? And the question is, are they happening less often? We don't know, but we're going to find out in the coming years. So it would be all too easy to be pessimistic. We're getting more polarized, the machines are taking over, but I am optimistic that through the research and education that have prevailed in universities for hundreds of years, we will continue to prevail and prosper. And I hope that will be the spirit of this summit, which I'm very much looking forward to. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Smith, for that very thought-provoking speech. Now, can I kindly invite, Professor Smith, can you please remain on stage? Now, can I invite back Mr. Jeff Sze, Mr. Brian Davidson, our Chairlady, Ms. Sandy Lau, and the co-founders of the London Ball Foundation on stage. Ms. Margaret Lam, Mr. Ivan Chan, Mr. Derek Choi, and myself, to on stage for the officiating ceremony. Can we also invite our London Ball Foundation committee members, Mr. Benjamin Menuet, our subcommittee, Sasha, Kelly, and Jean, on stage. Please, Mr. Jeff Sze, Mr. Brian Davidson, and Sandy remain on stage. Professor Smith, co-founders, and committee members, please be seated. Finally, can we invite our sponsor, supporter, Mr. Sunny Sze, founder of 香港創科及文化人才教育發展基金會有限公司, and supporting organization representatives to join the stage. First, Mr. Benjamin Menuet, our venue partner, university librarian from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Ms. Susanna Morley, the director of British Council Hong Kong. Ms. Joanne Chan, president of UAL, Hong Kong Alumni Association. Mr. Walter Zheng, executive committee member of the Stanford Club of Hong Kong. Dr. Calvin Mack, president of LaSalle College Old Boys Association. Mr. Derek Choi, chairman, Friends of LSE in Hong Kong. Ms. Margaret Lam, as representative of the King's College London Association of Hong Kong. Ms. Rebecca Timpany, deputy principal of VSA Victoria Shanghai Academy. Ms. Jo Morris, director of Sixth Form, Harrow International School of Hong Kong. Ms. Jana Perold, director, Sixth Form and Leadership and Service Coordinator at Harrow Light. Zhuhai. Finally, Mr. Derek Ng, Hong Kong Academy for Gifted Education. Can we also invite Mr. Jeff Sze, Mr. Brian Davidson, and Sandy to present the certificate, and let's take one more photo.